The meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away. Pablo Picasso. It is November 2020. I'm in Death Valley, deep in the desert, 20 miles from any drivable road. The sun is beating down hard. It is 105 degrees. This is day 3 of my vision fast in the ancient Native American rites of passage ritual. No food, no shelter, not even a tent. My fasted body ensures that my mind's usual chatter is down to a whisper. The silence of the desert is palpable, and that's when I hear it. Sandeep, your heart is not in it. The voice is soft but firm. I grew up in India. The picture you see up here are my parents. This is at my father's shop. My father is the most content man I know, a deeply spiritual man. For as long as I have known, his day has started with going to the temple and ended with, you guessed it, going to the temple. If there were an important event at the temple, it didn't matter that it was a weekday. That simply meant that the shop would open up later than it did. He had a very clear vision of how he wanted to spend his time and his life. And his money, his work, his finances, everything was organized to be in service of that. My mother, who you also see in the picture, equally spiritual, but also very grounded in the material world, had what I would call a more traditional way of relating to money. She saw the value and wisdom of having more of it, and was mostly upset that my dad really didn't care to me. So you see, I grew up with these two very different ways of relating to money. My dad's, the spiritual way, where all he cared about was freedom and being in alignment with who he truly is, and my mother's, which was more grounded in the material realm. So growing up, I grew up with this tension within me. Which way am I supposed to go? Is it the material or is it the spiritual? As a little boy, I decided mom's way was the way. And certainly all the cultural markers of success seem to agree. Fast forward a couple of decades, and I'm in Singapore. 2 years into my consulting career. Long hours, spreadsheets, pretending to know more than I do. You know the drill. I'm speaking to this friend of mine, and she mentions that her parents are out on a vacation in Europe. And I realize this is the 3rd time she's mentioned something like this in the past 7 months alone. So shamelessly, I ask, wait, where does the money come from? Do they not need to work? Oh, my dad invests, she said. And in that moment, I had a light bulb go off. What I saw in that moment was investing could be a bridge between my mom's wisdom of having more money and my father's wisdom of living a life of freedom. I did not need to choose anymore. This could be what I was looking for to diffuse the tension within me. So naturally, I wanted to learn everything there was to about investing. I decided I'm going to switch careers. I'm going to spend 10 years in the profession, learn as much as I could, save as much as I could, and then go about living my life of freedom, even though I had no idea what freedom really meant. But it didn't matter. I liked the sound of it. By the time I was in the desert, I was sitting at the heels of 13 years into my career in investing. Along the way, I had had the opportunity to work alongside and learn from some of the best minds in investing. And I had also picked up an alphabet soup of fancy qualifications that allowed me to build these sophisticated models with projections way past my lifetime that I used to convince myself that I needed at least several $1 million before I could be free. And yet, I was nowhere close to it. But I knew it was time to go. My heart was no longer in it. The silence of the desert that day made me realize that along the way, I had picked up a pair of these golden handcuffs. And while it would be easy for me to point the finger outward and blame the company for locking me in, I knew what the truth was deep down. This was a prison I had created in my own mind. And what was even more shocking was that not only did I create this prison, I was choosing to stay in it, even when the key was very, very accessible and right in front of me. I wanted out, but I had no clue how to go about it. I felt lost. The way I had known to do life was no longer working for me, but I did not know another way. Thankfully, yoga found me. Over the next few years, I would spend a lot of time in the Himalayas learning from master yogis the practices and the teachings and the wisdom of yoga. Deep in my practice one of those days, I experienced for the very first time what it meant to be free. Freedom was no longer just a word and a concept in my head. It was a felt and embodied experience. It was through my yoga practice that I realized that freedom is an inside game. Yoga also taught me the importance of balance. And it taught me to think and instead of thinking or. That I did not need to choose between the material and the spiritual. And what that started for me was a deep exploration on what a life that combined these two aspects of my being could look like for me. And thus started my journey with conscious investing. Conscious investing is first and foremost a practice. Like yoga, there is no end goal that we are shooting for. And that's what this infinity symbol here represents. It is a commitment to show up every day on the mat with reverence as a student, learning from the craft, with the intention of refining each day as we show up. And an unwavering intention to move more and more into alignment with who we truly are. And that's the invitation of conscious investing as well. For you to align your investment activities and decisions and goals, to come more and more into alignment with who you truly are, and have that be an expression of your most authentic self into the world. That requires you to get deeply intentional. It requires you to get very, very clear on your values, on the world that you wish to leave behind. What kind of businesses do you wish to support with your capital? What kind of impact do you want to create? Because every dollar you spend, save, or invest is creating an impact. Unlike impact investing, though, conscious investing invites us to find balance between impact and profits. When I first started my exploration with conscious investing, I actually felt a lot of shame come up. I saw these impact investors who were doing this incredible work in the world without caring about profitability. And yet, I wasn't there. I care about profits. I need my investments to make money because I have bills to pay. And I care about impact. And that's the invitation of conscious investing, to find that balance for yourself. What is the balance between profits and impact? Profits and purpose, your heart and your mind. And the crux of conscious investing is you. This is a deeply personal practice. There is no comparison to be had. There is no end goal, like I mentioned. And this is not a competition. The invitation for you is to start exactly where you are, without judgment. Honor where you are, and set an intention to move more and more in the direction of alignment with your values, with your vision. Now, a lot of what we've spoken of so far focuses on the external, or what we are investing in. An even deeper part of conscious investing is really, why are you investing in the very first place? What is your vision? What is the life that you want to create for yourself? What is your most enchanted life that you want to live? When you picture yourself at 95 or 125, looking back at your life, what kind of a life would evoke the feeling of, wow, what a life have I lived? Conscious investing's invitation to you is to get really clear on what that looks like for you, and have your finances and your investment goals and your investment activities to be in service of that. In a world and culture where more is better, we find ourselves chasing an ever-elusive goalpost. Like the tail light of a moving truck that continues to move farther and farther away. If you don't define what enough is for you, you're going to die in the chase without ever having arrived. And sadly, many of us do. Conscious investing is inviting you to get really clear on what kind of a life would be most fulfilling for you, and have that vision be the true north. that guides your investment activities and decisions. And the last piece of conscious investing is your masterpiece. And here, conscious investing is inviting you to think of your assets beyond your finances and your money. And it wasn't until I connected with this piece that conscious investing truly came alive for me. Let's look at this from a slightly different vantage point to appreciate what we're really saying here. Traditional investing has really given us a good and solid foundation of building security through our jobs, through our businesses, and freedom, to some extent, through retirement by saving and investing. What I learned from my father was the importance of having a clear vision of the life that you wish to live and have all the pieces underneath to be in service of that. We are a blessed generation. We get to stand here today from the vantage point of this mountain that has been created by generations before us and ask the question, what next? Is this it? That we come here, we enjoy life, and boo, one day we are gone? Or is there more to it? That we get to be here today and have this conversation. It truly is a luxury afforded to us by the work done by our prior generations. Is there more to life? And this brings us back to the quote we started with. The meaning of life is finding your gift, and the purpose is to give it away. I'm going to let you all in a little secret. You are an artist. You are an artist, and you are your own unfinished masterpiece. And you are here to finish this masterpiece that is you. It has taken billions of years of cause and effect, masterfully crafted and delicately balanced, for you to be created exactly the way you are today. You are as unique as a snowflake, as a fingerprint, as a leaf. There's never been anyone like you, there never ever will be. As a Vedic astrologer, I see this all the time. We each come with a very, very specific blueprint. And we each come embedded with a gift that we are here to uncover and share with the rest of us. And if you don't focus on uncovering that gift that is within you, none of us ever gets to witness or enjoy the grandeur and beauty of this gift that is within you. And when I say us, I'm not talking about just us here in the room, or the people of California, or the people of America, or the 8 billion of us. All of creation never gets to witness the beauty and grandeur of the gift that you're holding within you, because you decided that something else was more important than working on this. And that breaks my heart. And I know it breaks yours too. Because your heart most yearns to uncover this gift that is within you. Monarch butterflies migrate from Canada to Mexico every year. A long and arduous journey for a being that size. It takes them 4 generations to complete that journey. Let that sink in for a second. The generation that starts that journey is never actually going to make it to the destination. And the generation that makes it to the destination would never have had it not been for the work that was done by the generations prior. Thanks to the generations that have come before us and the groundwork that has already been laid down in the material realm with all the financial work that has been done, and in the spiritual realm by traditions like yoga and many others, we get to stand here today with the opportunity to be that generation that completes that journey. The question is, are we going to do our part? Are you going to do your part? Are you going to build your masterpiece? What does this entail? What does this even look like? This entails you getting really, really quiet and listening deeply to your heart, because your heart alone knows why you are here. and the gift that you're here to share with us. It requires you to stop asking, what is my purpose? A rosebud does not come in here asking, why am I here? It simply pushes against the layers covering it up and comes into a blossom. And it's in that blossoming that its gifts of fragrance and beauty are shared into the world. Your purpose then is to shed layers of conditioning, of limiting beliefs, of trauma, of karmic memory, to unveil that masterpiece that is within you. And as you come more and more into alignment with who you truly are, as you shed more and more of these layers, the gift that you carry within you will simply ooze out of you as a celebration of life, as a celebration of being alive, as a celebration of being who you are. This is by no means easy. Even after my time in the desert, it has taken several years for me to even come to a place of clarity of what that gift might be for me. And along the way, there have been many dark nights of the soul. It has taken a village for me to be standing here in front of you today. There's no way I could have done this alone. And there's no way you need to do this alone either. Find your tribe. The path is already laid out. For me, that path has been yoga, and I know that works. You will find your own. Now, what has all this got to do with conscious investing? Conscious investing invites you to organize your finances and your investments so that you can free up your most important assets, your time and attention, to focus on coming into alignment with who you truly are. It invites you to find the boldest expression that wants to ooze out of you and not hold it back. To share that with us boldly, authentically, unapologetically, in all your mess and all your beauty. And as more and more of us come to do that, the world around us will simply blossom into the masterpiece that it is. Conscious investing's deepest invitation then is for you to build your masterpiece. The time is now. Thank you.